aspects. The Kedarnath spice.
Yeah, for the just for benefit of and Swan Singh ji, I will just briefly I will inform you what exactly we are doing under the banner Vasudha. Vivekananda Nadet is working for sustainable development for the last 4 decades. And when now only people have started talking about the sustainable development goals and all that. But fortunately, we started all our activities by developing green technologies, whether it is in the field of water management, agriculture, health, or what you can call construction technology. We have a very nicely constructed and beautiful Gramoday Park. In fact, our Vijay Shekhar was instrumental 3 decades back in designing the panels for that. And those panels, in each section, we have about 20 panels in four different verticals. But then we found that people are appreciating all these green technologies, but there is no change in their own lifestyle. So we thought that we should go one step further, and then we want that if the planet is to be saved, the beginning has to be start with the individuals. And keeping this in mind, we have a series of workshops and interactions, brainstorming for more than almost 4 or 5 years. In fact, as far as the Vivekananda Nadet is concerned, we started the entire our activities with a basic philosophy of living in tune with nature. We have brought up about a dozen books on sustainable development from time to time. And when we started working on it, we found that fixed panels will have limitations because the subject is so vast. So we opted for digital exhibition. And then now the technology has grown so much, and the wonderful exhibitions are there all over India. So at one time we felt that it is not our cup of tea, because I have seen the exhibition of prime ministers. They have displayed it, their entire tenure of different prime ministers in Delhi, and it is very interactive and very amazing. But then we decided that whatever is possible at our level, we will try to do it. Luckily, our Vivekananda Kendra is already having one Rameshwaram, Ramayana exhibition. And on the first floor, one big hall of about more than 1500 square feet was lying vacant. So we decided to establish this digital exhibition there. And all the working group members, with their cooperation and regular interaction of 2.5 years, the whole thing materialized. And this year on 12th of January, we inaugurated it. Basically, it is a cloud-based exhibition. Initially, we show them a small promo of 4 or 5 minutes. And then there are 10 vertical screens are there, where different verticals, we are explaining them the issues and the possible solutions. In addition to that, there are 4 horizontal screens are there of bigger size, where we have an audio visual. In one place, there are stories on sustainable development. In another, there are solutions of whatever problems are there, how we can solve those issues. In the third, there are reels, as we were discussing earlier, in 3 different languages. And in the fourth, podcasts are there. Now today, Meenakshi Madam is going to have a podcast. The same will be uploaded. Up till now, we have about 15 to 20 podcasts are there. We hope that every month, at least a couple of more podcasts will be added to the whole bank. At present, people are coming, about on average 300 people are coming and visiting the exhibition. We want, they spend only about maybe 20 to 30 minutes. But basically, we want to make it as like something like a knowledge hub, where we will have a data of more than 100 and 200 hours, so that those who are serious, the students, academicians, they can come and study and make use of this Vasudha exhibition. With this, I request our Madan to take over.
Thank you, Vasudevji, for that introduction about Vivekananda Kendra and Art as such. In fact, I was associated with our Puvidham during Dan Foundation, when I'm working for Dan Foundation, where we got a community award for our initiative since 2018 sometime, where in which we used to have a community dialogue, where in which we make the communities listen to about the grassroots work which one does every year on October 2nd. So there I had an introduction about her. Then in the last 3 months back, I had a privilege of again visiting with Valliyappan to her place to, though I did not keep up the time of which I am supposed to at 3 o'clock, and she was good enough to give me a time after 4:30 to again she spent for 1 hour with us. And I have seen many of the people who are living lives of spiritual, professional, and different lives. Here I have seen a mother of a different kind and very spiritual. You can say she's a rishi. That is the way which I would rather put it of the conversation. No bandhas, no mudras, so natural. And probably everyone to whom I have posted in the working group about the links which has, and it is a sight to be seen. Yesterday, the minute I showed to one of our rural development program, our colleague Ayyappan, you are so pleased to watch the whole film and just was talking about for 15 to 20 minutes about that. Then I requested him to join the meeting as such. The way she conducts, the way she makes, the confidence which she has, and as a practitioner, the guts to live for the cause in a way which she likes it is something tremendous and which every one of a practitioner can imbibe and learn from it. Just to give a small profile about her, she is basically an architect actually from Sir J.J. College of Architecture from UP actually. And she has been serving in this role about some, say, from 1992. She had some initial days with Larry Baker. Then she had spent some days in Auroville learning it. And she got married to Umesh, who has been good in farming. And the way the children express themselves is a sight to be seen. It is not only for the children that she teaches, it's for the parents mostly. She has a residential camp. Then key areas of work is basically education based on farming curriculum, land regeneration, water conservation, afforestation, and social change as such. So, and TEDx, people would have seen that TEDx would know about the way which she expresses so naturally, and she's blessed with the kids and very natural in her style and expression, following the principles of Gandhism and trying to see the things in shape as such. I don't want to stand in between her and thing. Whatever she talks is a mantra for, that's how I look at it in terms of observation which I have during the Valliyappan. And the challenges one takes it at this life is something great. And over to Meenakshi ma'am to give her address. Probably she can have her video on while she presents herself. Over to Meenakshi ma'am.
Thank you, Madanji.
Thank you.
I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, please. Yeah, you are audible, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much. Actually, it would be easier if you give me some questions to follow.
For something of 5 to 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and subsequently we'll have an intense interaction, ma'am.
Then I think the best thing would be for me to share my story. What do you think?
That's the right thing, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, yes, thank you very much for having me over here. I'm really honored, and I'm actually out of words because I really feel I have been in awe of what Vivekanand has done in his life. And but I don't want to associate with any of these very archaic groups. But I'm honored to be here today. Thank you so much. My life, my very simple, small life started in Mumbai. And as I was growing up, I had a lot of questions about what I saw around me as poverty, as a kind of insensitivity in human beings. And as I grew up, I somehow arrived at a conclusion that the way we are behaving in cities is not the way we are supposed to be by nature. Nature has given us, blessed us with so much compassion, but somewhere on the way we lose it, and we get transformed into very selfish and not even selfish, self-centered humans, and also so materialistic and so callous in our behavior towards the planet that's giving us everything that we have. And I was trying to figure out, where does the basic good human nature get lost on its journey? And I kind of arrived at a conclusion that it's the education system that actually kills the human being in us and makes us like operational humans, but essentially emotionally we are not human anymore. And so I felt I wanted to, become a human being again myself, and experience what a good human being is born with. And that the only way I could experience, I felt, was being in nature, because she's given birth to us and she will definitely show the way. So I think after in 1988, when I was in JJ and I used to travel a lot in the trains, it became very difficult for me to live in Bombay, because every day facing the conditions, looking at the poor, looking at the people who don't care about anything, was hurting me. So I decided to leave the city. I felt that if I've been gifted with this body, the human body, then it is my duty to look after it. And to look after it, the fundamental things that I need is a clean air, clean water, and clean food. So it was my duty to, give good things to my body. And the only way I felt I could do it was by growing my own food. So I kind of decided that I'm not going to live in the city. And I was looking, and I came to Auroville, and there I met my husband, and both of us decided to regenerate a piece of land that was totally degraded. Because we took it up as a challenge that if planet is really dying and everything is going to be lost, can we regenerate it? Can we regenerate it? And that would give hope to a lot of people. So and we didn't have much money, so we ended up buying land in dry arid region in Dharmapuri, and it was completely a wasteland. And over living here for the last 35 years, we've managed to see a forest grow over here. And while we were working, our children came in one by one, and I was looking at education again. And I came to understand that every human being is actually born. If you say, like, what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is learning. So we are born to learn. But then we stop learning because very early somebody else takes over and we are taught. So I felt that teaching interferes with learning, and that you need a learning space where the teacher is present when he or she is needed, but should not interfere in the natural learning process of a child. And so we created this learning space called Puvidham Learning Center, where the adults are just facilitating, and focus is not on academics, focus is on inner growth, understanding ourselves. Like Gandhiji has said, the only things needed to be learned are about ourselves, our community, and our environment. And in essence, that is all there is. And if we don't understand ourselves, if we don't appreciate ourselves, if we don't accept ourselves, if we don't love ourselves, that is where all the problems of interactions come in, Then there's no harmony around us, because there's no harmony inside. So that is the kind of learning that we've been trying to understand. I didn't know anything about education, so I was also learning on the go. actually learning from my children and from all the children that somehow came here to understand what is learning. They came for schooling, but we thought that learning is better than schooling. So that's what Puvidham has been. And right now, after Corona, we decided to even stop the school because we felt that school itself was a space where, especially if it has got these approvals and all that, it becomes a rigid space where, whether you like it or not, you have to follow certain syllabus. And I felt that, really speaking, the only syllabus is the syllabus that is evolving out of my learning for every child. The syllabus should come from inside and it should lead them. So that is the intuition that needs to be honed for every individual. And as long as you have an external syllabus, this kind of interferes. So we decided to even shut down the school, and now we have a space where anybody who wants to learn anything, especially how to live as close to nature as possible and serve ourselves better by serving nature. So we do a lot of workshops, and we have a space for children. We have even now about 20 children who are here. But the focus is not on transfer certificate, on passing 8th. The focus is on achieving your full capacities for every child. I think I have said everything I need to say, and you can go for the questions if.
Yes, you have covered everything, ma'am, actually. It's a matter of experience. One has to be there at Puvidham to feel the whole thing, but you have given the gist of it. Very conversation has given that. And we'll probably over to the working group members for reflecting on our thoughts and our practices and on the workshops which she has been organizing it as such. In fact, I was very pleased to listen to her when she said that she does it for the parents, first to decondition, or that's a very unique thing where parents come there to learn for grooming their children in a better way. That's an interesting thing as such. Over to the working group members for the interaction, please.
Meenakshi, Namaskar. I am Swaran Singh.
Haji,
I'm really impressed with your commitment, dedication, and other thing. As Madanji put rightly, we love to see the great work which you are doing, and we love to also join hands with you. Whether we can also join hands on education.
Yes, definitely.
Meenakshi, you might have heard about Nama School Foundation. But I would like to know what impact do you feel has been created by Nama School Foundation in Dharmapuri district, where the people of Dharmapuri, the students of Dharmapuri, teachers of Dharmapuri are aware of the activity which are being taken by Nama School Foundation?
I actually am not aware, so I'm sorry.
Okay. Second thing, Meenakshi, I would like to learn from you what we personally feel, and honestly what we feel, the PTA concept. Parents and teachers meeting normally takes place at least 3 or 4 times in a year. It's not happening like a PRA exercise, right? Participatory rule appraisal. So how to activate the PTA or the mother volunteers, which can be done in the schools at all levels. What I find out, the PTAs are just taking place for Namsevas. How we can make it more creative, more effective, so that there can be a ownership. They can build some ownership of the community structures, community buildings which are being created by many NGOs, many corporates. Once the corporates put up the building there, there's nobody to take over. There's nobody to maintain them. The people invest for 25 lakhs in building the toilets. But if it's not being maintained by the community, then become a very serious problem in Akshiji. Kindly throw some light on these 1 or 2 issues. I shall be grateful to you.
Thank you. But my experience in public work is limited. But what I feel, I've been living in a village for the last 35 years, and I feel that uh, we do things for people without asking them what they want. It's just like in the schools, we do things for children without asking them what they want or what they feel is the way to go. So it's against the grain, against the natural grain of people. Oh, you want to do something, do it, and
Yeah.
that's the problem I feel. Like if we are able to do real participatory approach, then it would be a very slow process, and people will have to be encouraged to speak. People are even afraid to express themselves. And even if when we ask people, people's responses are, how do you say, conditioned by the advertisements they see, or conditioned by what some other village has done somewhere. They're not looking at their particular condition, their particular situation, and trying to evolve something out of that. Like a simple thing like doing a local resource study. That's not being done in any school. If you really want a school to be a functional unit of a community, it's the duty of the school to understand where we stand in terms of what resources we have. But that's not being done in any school, and that's not being encouraged. So even if you see, like in our own village, when I came here in '92, we had a lohar, we had a carpenter, we had a barber, we had a chappal banane wala, we had all these people. Now none of them are in the village. They've all moved off to the city, or they're doing some labor work or something. So we've lost all these skills. And now we have this thing that, there is skill development program from the government. But we are not retaining what we have. We are not conserving. And then we think we can create. The first step towards creation is conservation. First you see what you have. Then you see what can be done with that. Then try and see how the village has been functioning for so many years. Then step by step it happens. If you have a pattern and you want to fit it on every village, definitely you're going to lose out on a lot of creativity from the people. And then people are like, okay, do what you want. That is the attitude that I feel over here. Anyway, nobody's going to listen to us. So what's the point of talking? Anyway, they'll do what they want. And you know how the financials work. So, people, how can they participate if they are not feeling that nobody's going to be listening to them?
Meenakshi, if I add into this, sorry, I'm taking a lot of time up for my other colleagues who are there. So, the main objective of the PRA, what you're saying is this. Second thing is that if you can tell us the villages in Dharmapuri where you really want the transformation on the holistic improvement of the village, we can pick up one or two villages to make a real transformation. Real transformation, I was saying, the conservation of the skill, the competencies, the conservation of the water bodies, the conservation of the teachers. If you can just guide us, I love to visit the village which you have been talking. Then we can at least take up some villages where we can show to the world, like Vivekananda Kendra is known at the national level. At least in Tamil Nadu, we can take a model for Dharmapuri. I find a lot of tribal people. The tribal people are helpless from all angles. Can we join hands to provide them A to Z facilities? Not only building the houses, they don't have a sustainable water supply, they don't have skills, no competencies. If you can guide us, I think maybe after 10-15 days, we can come to your village and discuss what can be done.
That will be so nice. That is so so generous of you to even offer. Yeah, we'd be very happy that you come and visit us. And I've been trying to work in the village. But see, there is a huge difference in the way I think and the way a lot of other people think. So a simple thing is like, I would really like to bring back all these occupations which were done by hand. Remove the machinery, like Gandhiji said, the machine should be the servant of man. Man should not become servant of machine.
Absolutely.
Create machines that are human powered. Small things, not these big ones that come and take over the whole landscape. So the whole perspective itself is very different from what people have, what the government is proposing. So I feel we have to look at what, have sit down with the people and say, okay, these are your needs. How can we fulfill them so that they are there for eternity? How did your village survive everything for the last, say, 3,000 years? So how can it be that again another 3,000 years you can become a self-sustaining unit, because that's how all villages were in the past. So to become a self-sustaining unit, the interaction between the people is very important.
Yes.
And that is totally broken because of the media, because of all these politics that's happening. So that unity is not coming about.
Yes, please.
But it'll be nice to. I've been trying my level best to see how we can get people together. But it's a very slow process because there are a lot of divisive forces.
Let us listen other colleagues also. Thank you very much, Meenakshi.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, over to Sanjay, sir.
Meenakshi ji, this is Professor Sanjay Banerjee from Amrita School of Business, and I have been associated with this working group for some time. I was very much interested in your, counseling the parents, and I'm a grandfather today, but I would like my daughter and son-in-law to, come over to your place and get some counseling, whatever. How can that be possible? Could you tell us how this thing works?
So this need during Corona, because we got time to think. We realized that if our, because the reason why we started Puvidham Learning Center was that we want.
So not audible, Meenakshi ji.
Didi, the line sometimes getting cut off. Didi, please.
Your connectivity has some problem, I suppose.
Yeah.
We can wait for some time. She'll come back.
Yeah, am I back?
Yes.
Yeah, you are back, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay, good. I don't know how this is, sometimes because of the clouds and the wind, it varies. Yes, so Sanjay ji, the thing is that what we have evolved is called a learning facilitators program. We have a online self-paced course that anybody can take up. And a lot of parents have taken it up and found it very useful. And we also have what we call online homeschooling support. So we have created facilitators who take, basically what we do is sustainable living online for any person who wants to, approach it. So the course is actually two. One is for the adult, that is the learning facilitators course, and the other is Puvidham Learning Center online schooling, age appropriate classes. So there are these two things available.
So going to your website, we can figure out how to access those things, right?
Our website, yeah. If you go to our website, there is online schooling available. And we have actually what is it called? Social entrepreneurship. We have a small company that we have created. It's called mudhive.in. So the details are more on that. I'll just put it in the chat box.
Thank you very much, Meenakshi. Thank you.
Over to others for the question, please. ஐயப்பன் நீங்க தமிழ்ல கூட கேள்வி கேட்கலாம், எதனாலுமே இருக்கலாம். லாங்குவேஜ் இஸ் நாட் அ பேரியர் ஃபார் ஹர். யூ கேன் டாக் டு ஹர் இன் இங்கிலீஷ், தமிழ், ஹிந்தி, வாட் எவர் லாங்குவேஜஸ் விச் யூ ஃபீல். எனி கொஸ்டின்ஸ் ஆர் வெல்கம் ப்ளீஸ்.
ஆமா, தமிழ்லயும் பேசுவேன், பட் கொஞ்சம் தவறுகள் வரலாம்.
Ayyappan, want to say something? Please.
So I saw that Meenakshi Didi's documentary film yesterday. Madan sent. It was mostly their involvement is more. Instead of participating teachers, their involvement is more. All are very nice. It is really, it is very inspired to me. All the things, the way they are swimming, the way of walking, they are climbing the tree, they are climbing on the rope, everything all there. Without as you told, this focusing, it is not concentrating the mind. They are giving the full freedom. The learning is processing, they themselves they have to learn it. That is a very interesting thing. How much you are having that up to 8th standard or Meenakshi Didi? Your students are up to 8th standard or 9th, 10th? Is it there?
Yes, sir. Actually, it depends on what the parents and the students want. So we have accreditation for NIOS, National Indian Open School, for 8th. And I actually believe that after 8th, up to 8th, like that is up to the age of around 14, children need, that is when their basic character is being developed and their moral sense is being formed, their intuition is being tuned. So up to 14, if they are, allowed to learn by themselves, then after that they can even enter any of the normal schooling systems, because that then cannot hurt them anymore. It's not going to reduce their self-confidence. So finally, that is it. If their self-confidence is high, if their empathy is high, and if their understanding of natural processes is good, then nobody can stop their learning. They can learn whatever they want. So that's what we normally do. But if there are some children who want to do their 10th also by NIOS and then continue and do, learn about farming or spinning, weaving, carpentry, we have all the basic setup. So they can come here and learn. At any age, people can come and learn.
Meenakshi, here I have a question. Have you had some follow-up in terms of, these students kind of adjusting with the majority of the other students who are not brought up like this, and how do they cope with the society at large? Have you had any such sort of feedback from your past students?
Oh yes, plenty. Because we've actually, by design, we have taken the children only up to 8th, and then we've integrated them into the system. They do very well. And in fact, we have had feedback saying from the schools where that they're very helpful. They don't get into squabbles and fights. They actually take initiative. In one school, 2 girls took initiative to go and clean the toilet because otherwise it was unusable. So these kind of self-motivated action they do. So very proactive. And education is never if you have the basic reading, writing skills, which they are having pretty well by the time they are leaving here, then they can perform very well. So we have children who have done engineering, children who have done architecture. My own daughter is also from this school. She was here till the 8th, and then she did it in another school locally. And she's
No, Meenakshi, I don't have any doubt about the capabilities of these children. But my question was the other way around. Suppose they face bullying, they face, some kind of a social ostracization, etc., etc. Does it happen, and how do they face them. That was my intention of asking.
Okay, so actually, that is one of the things that we expect will happen when they leave here. So we, how do you say, we can't call it training, but we warn them, or we have a discussion with them that when you go out from here, these are the problems you might face. What will you do? So if somebody is bullying you, what will you do? So in that sense, I'm very Gandhian. So if somebody is beating you up, take it, because that's the thing that will make sure that you're not perpetuating it. So if they're beating you, take it. Then ask them, what is it that you've done wrong that they are beating you? Or why is it that they are abusing you in words? And we found that these techniques have worked. These children have not ever hit anyone. Once or twice when they've got into trouble, the other people have abused them, and then they have stood up for themselves and asked, and actually they've made friends with the abusers and tried to change that character also. That's the kind of confidence that the children leave from here.
Great, great. Very happy to hear this. Thank you.
Over to other members.
Yeah, actually, this is Valliyappan. As Madan sir said, we visited you in your place. Thank you for hosting us. One question from my side is, say, like, I think one of the common issue that we face is, say, between the parents, if there is a difference of opinion, one feels that this way of teaching is good, the other feels that probably something different or conventional way of teaching is good. From your side, how do you get? How do you sort out things?
See, first of all, this is a common thing that happens, and so we say that first you come here and spend 2 days. They spend 2 days here trying to understand what we are saying and why we are saying it. And even after that, if one of the parents, especially if the earning parent, is of the opinion that this is not going to work for their child, then of course we have to let it go. But if the parent is, saying, okay, I'm willing to try it out, then we give them that thing that, okay, let's have a evaluation of how your child is today, and say in 3 months, do another evaluation. And if you feel it's going to help, then it's fine. If you feel it's not going to help, then you can opt for the regular. Regular schools are always there. There's no dearth of them. It's something like this that you have to, you might consider it as a risk. So take a small risk and see. And very often parents have felt that after 3 months, they want to continue.
Okay. Thank you, Meenakshi.
Namaste, Meenakshi ji. It was wonderful to listen to you. I'm Raghunandan. Both us, myself and my wife, we had the opportunity to work for a village school for 31 long years. And after retirement, we have come. And Vasudevji happens to be a very intimate friend of mine. Mm-hmm. We were really sort of interested and sort of inspired when you said, it's the parents and the society that need schooling. Schooling in your sense. The children actually are basically open and they are so curious about it, and only you should allow them to ask questions, and even if you don't have the answer, probably you should tell them, take them to the library, and that's what exactly we did. And most of the children in our school were first generation learners. So they didn't have even the knowledge of proper Hindi. It was in Rajasthan. Mm-hmm. And we didn't find it difficult to communicate with them. The only problem was the parents who dream big for the children. And those were the problems, and then somehow or the other we were able to face them. The second thing, Sanjay ji was asking the question, how is it that the children who are brought under such atmosphere, how do they fare in the society? We found that, I think during these 31 years, at least about 10,000 students would have gone from our hands. Most of them, we find that they are very well adjusting. Basically, they are adaptive to the sort of atmosphere where they go. They make friends with people. Even if they don't make friends, somehow or the other, they were very, very amicable to the other people. This basic affection and love and empathy, as you rightly pointed out, if it is inculcated in the children, I think we are doing that much. We don't have to go by millions of children becoming good and all that. A few good children coming out of such institutions as yours, I think they will have an effect on the people. Recently, I was reading an article which is written by one Shiv Vishwanathan. I believe he's a social scientist. It's a very, I have put it in our WhatsApp group. What he says is actually, it seems he was addressing IS people, IS and IPS people. The first lecture which he asked them a question: how many people are you going to eliminate, or lead them towards a depression in your career? The candidates, they were at a loss to know how to answer that question, because they never expected any kind of question like this. Then he explained how this so-called development, which is currently under discussion and following, it's always basically it's violent.
Yes.
Violent to the nature, violent to the society, and we say that it is progress. So it's a very well written article, and I was very much impressed by it. And he says the problem is the youngsters and the society as such is becoming used to violence, and we are able to consume it through media and all that. Probably that's the real question which we all should ask about the future of our. It was wonderful, Meenakshi ji. Perhaps we'll come one of these days to.
Please do.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes, you're right, Raghunandan ji. Actually, when children are allowed to learn, what really happens is their resilience is built. And then they are able to be in any environment and come out as a better human being everywhere. And that is what we've learned in the last 35 years. None of our kids have got into self-destructive habits. No smoking, drinking, none of these things touch them, because they are very much in connection with themselves, and they appreciate and love themselves. And I think this is what all real education should be doing. Make us understand that I am unique and I'm different, and I don't need to be compared with anybody else. Because like you were talking about violence, it's also individual who is suffering from this violence. A 3-year-old goes to the preschool and starts with violence. Where a child wants to just run around and move and see things, the violence is that you don't let them move. So that restriction becomes violence. This whole system is very it perpetuates violence. You are right, and we are learning to live with it, and that's very dangerous.
What we tried to do, and probably what you are also trying to do, was to introduce values indirectly, because the present generation, it doesn't take big words. So if we are able to live those values,
yes,
they learn more quickly, and then it goes in deeply. And these core values, if we are able to follow in front of them, not to sort of show off or exhibit, but in real life, if we try to follow this, they do because they are very sensitive. Children are extremely sensitive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we become role models. It's really, that's what we need to be. Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Sunil is there. We have Karthi, Vijay. Any reflections you would like to make?
Yes.
Thank you, Didi, for the interesting and natural way of enabling us in terms of getting excited to the new way of learning as such, as learning being as Ramakrishna Paramhansa puts it very beautifully, that as long as you live, so long do you learn. So till you go to the deathbed, it's a matter of learning only, and that has been a core philosophy of our institution. We really enjoyed your day of life. And moreover, the challenge which is you have been taking in a manner. We also, I personally had a experience of being at Vivekananda Kendra and then Dan Foundation. but somehow in the scaling up things, we may lose certain things in terms of the quality or the principles which we have been holding dearer to the heart in the name of many things. But the way in which you have been living all this and yet bound by the natural things which a person has to do it, the basically the conservative, that's really great. In fact, God willing, sometime God gives me an opportunity to learn more at being at your feet and to learn more things on that. That's a prayer which I, at this point of time, I live. And thanks for one and all for being a participants in this. And Didi is open she is always open for anyone to come over there and learn. And she has really been very promising. And with her, there is no question of application of mind. It is a question of heart being there and learning the whole thing. So there is no trying to make up nothing. Just you can be as you are. That's the freedom which she has given for any visitor, whoever comes there. Whoever goes there is a very natural feeling one gets out of that. And it has been a blessing. Whoever would like to do something in the field of education, it's a matter of a journey which they should pass through her. That's what my prayer to all of you as such. With this, I thank Didi for giving us this opportunity and a privilege for us to listen to all of you. All the people have listened to it. Definitely, they will take home the spirit which you have done. And thank you, Didi, for the time which you have given and made us very good. Over to Vasudevji for the final words.
Thanks, Meenakshi ji. If possible, do visit Kanyakumari.
Yes, definitely. I will get in touch with Madan and I will come.
Thanks a lot. I think we should conclude with a prayer by our Raghu.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Have a very good day.
Thanks.
Thank you one and all for the participation.
Thank you.